What's up guys, and today we have one of my biggest videos yet. Today I'm going over every single LEGO Star Wars set that is set to retire at the end of 2024. Now this list has been updated for August of 2024, so there could be slight changes before the end of the year, but I think this is one of the most accurate lists we've seen yet, and I don't expect too many changes, so expect this to be pretty much all accurate. Maybe a few more sets, maybe a couple of these will be removed, but I believe that all of these will likely be retiring at the end of the year. And the set list is from jaysbrickblog.com. I will link him down in the description below. He's a really cool guy and one of my favorite LEGO bloggers. With all that being said, be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoy this, comment your thoughts on which sets you plan on buying before they retire, and let's jump into the video. Now we will be starting from the cheapest sets and moving our way up to the most expensive sets retiring, and the first one here is going to be the Boba Fett's Starship Microfighter from 2023. This one retails for $10 and is commonly on sale for about 40% off even on Amazon, so you can pick it up for $6-7 very easily. So if you want to pick this one up, I highly recommend it if it's on sale anywhere near you. Get a couple of them maybe for investment, and I am not a financial advisor, but I will be recommending quite a few sets here for investment that I personally believe could end up doing pretty well in the future for investment wise. And the next set here is going to be the 2023 Tusken Raider Brickhead. This one also kind of stayed on shelves for a while, nearly 2 years, and I feel like this is one of the more forgotten brickheads of recent times. It's a good design. I think it's long overdue from LEGO. Tusken Raider is an iconic character, but I can't see this one doing all that well given the fact that it was on shelves for about 2 years, and not a lot of people really wanted it. I don't think there was much of a demand, so I would maybe pick up one if you really are into collecting brickheads, but I really don't think there's much of a chance for this one to go up in value over the next couple of years. And next up, all three of the summer 2023 mechs are retiring. This is going to start off with the Stormtrooper mech that includes the same Stormtrooper that we've already seen a couple of times throughout this year, and I think this is a solid design. And there's also two other mechs, being the Darth Vader mech, which also I think is a pretty solid mech. It's a good way to get a cheap Darth Vader minifigure. And then also you do see the Boba Fett mech retiring, given the fact that we get the same Boba Fett minifigure in the Desert Pit and Sarlacc set, so he will continue to be on shelves for at least another year or two. So overall, nothing here is really going to be missed. The mech designs were nothing people really bought the set for. The only thing people bought the set for was the minifigures, and I think that they really stayed on shelves for as long as they should have, and I don't think there's really much of a need for LEGO to keep them out any longer. And the next set retiring is going to be the Mandalorian N1 Starfighter Microfighter. This one also released in summer of 2023 and is one of the more forgotten microfighters in my opinion. I think the design of it is alright. I think that we've just seen way too much Mando sets recently, but this was the cheapest available set with Grogu and Mandalorian, so if you don't have them already, I would recommend picking it up because we probably won't see them in a cheaper set anytime soon. We are getting two more sets with at least Grogu in them, being the 4+ Mando Starfighter and also the buildable Grogu next year, so you probably will have more opportunities to buy Mando and Grogu if you're missing out on them. But overall, if you don't have this set already, I don't think there's much to get it for. And next up, we have the $20 30-second Ahsoka Clone Troopers Battle Pack set. This one released for $20 back in August of 2023. It's only about a 15-month shelf life, which is not all that long, but I don't think this one is selling all that well. I think the 332nd is a very oversaturated Clone Trooper on the market. I don't think there was a need for this battle pack very much, and I just think that the demand for this one was back like 4 years ago, and I think this one was long overdue from LEGO, and I think that they made it too late. Overall, it's not a bad battle pack, but the minifigures do have some big issues, so in my opinion, this probably won't sell all that well in the future for investment purposes, so I wouldn't buy any more than one or two for your investment collection. And next up here, we have the 2022 Darth Vader vs. Obi-Wan brickheads that retailed for $20. They somehow stayed on shelves an extra year instead of retiring like most of the other Kenobi show sets at the end of last year. This one stayed on shelves for an extra year, but they are pretty hard to find, so I would recommend, if you can, maybe get one for investment purposes or just get one for your collection, because the design of both brickheads are really solid. I like the Kenobi one. I think the Darth Vader one is one of the best Sith brickheads we've ever seen, so if you are in need of these brickheads, I would definitely pick them up because I don't see them being remade anytime soon. And next up here, we have the March 2023 Pirate Snub Fighter. This one retails for $35 with 285 pieces. Overall, not a very good set in my opinion. You get two exclusive minifigures from The Mandalorian Season 3. Both of them are quite nicely detailed, and I do like the design of the ship as well. I think it's a very good design of the model, but it's just not something iconic enough for people to be buying a lot of in the future, and this is why I don't feel it'll be a great investment. But overall, if you don't have this one yet, I would recommend picking at least one up for your collection, or maybe if you want to have a sealed collection for sets you want to open up in the future. And And the next set here is a bit of a surprise for me, but this is going to be the Yoda's Jedi Starfighter from summer 2023. This one released to not much hype. This one was just a very underwhelming model to a lot of people. Even though it does look nice, it doesn't seem that LEGO really needed to make a re-release of this one. A lot of people would have preferred a new version of somebody's Jedi Starfighter, not this, weird, funky looking Yoda's Jedi Starfighter. This one is not a bad set, but it is a little bit overpriced. $30 would have been better, but $35 is just a little bit too expensive in my opinion. So I just think that this one won't be missed by a lot of people, but if you don't have one yet, same with a lot of the other sets, I recommend getting it because it's a really decent set. And next up is the 4+ Young Jedi Adventure set from June 2023, I believe. And overall, this is a very, very good set. I think this is a very good 4+ set. You get a few small obstacle builds along with a speeder bike and a small Jedi Temple build. Overall, I like this set. I think it has a lot going for it for the small size, for the playset version of it. But for collectors, I don't think it's a great investment. I personally don't see this one going up all that high in value because none of the minifigures are really going to be in demand except for maybe the Yoda, which does look quite cool, and I think that could be the only driving factor for this set's price in the future. But overall, there is a lot in this set, but it's not much that could end up driving up the price in the next coming years. There are other Jedi 4+ Jedi Adventure sets on shelves, such as the Crimson Firehawk, and I don't think that one will either be very expensive in the future. And the next set is another June 2023 set. This is going to be the Mandalorian Spider Tank. This one retails for $50 with 3 minifigures being Grogu, the Mandalorian with the Darksaber, and Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan is the driving factor for a lot of people to buy this set. Honestly, that minifigure is incredible. One of the best Mandalorian minifigures we've ever seen, and probably the best LEGO Star Wars minifigure of 2023. So I just think there's a lot going for this set in the minifigure wise. She's the only exclusive minifigure in the set, but I do think she'll be driving up the price a lot in the future once people realize that this was a fantastic set to get this minifigure, and you can commonly get it for 20 to 30% off. So I think if you really can afford it, I would recommend picking up 1 or 2 for investment purposes, because I feel this would be a very solid investment in the coming years as Bo-Katan appears in more and more Mandalorian media, and it won't be going anywhere, the hype for her. And next up, we have the $70 Clone Commander Cody Helmet from March of 2023. This one retails for $70 with 766 pieces, and overall, this is my favorite clone helmet of both of them that they made with Rex and Cody. I think this one is a little more iconic, a little more recognizable. I think this one looks very, very solid, and there's a lot of mods you can make it to remove the orange and just make it a generic Phase 1 clone trooper. But overall, I really like the aesthetic of it. I think LEGO really nailed it out of the park with the overall design of the build, and I think it's a great set. For $70, it's a little bit overpriced, but if you can find it for a little bit cheaper, it might make for a pretty decent investment, because a lot of the helmet sets that have been retiring have been going very well, selling very well for investors. So I totally recommend getting this one if you can afford it, and get 1 or 2 of these for investment or for your own personal collection. And the next one here is going to be the Bausch Leia helmet that also released on March of 2023. This one is a bit of an oddball in my opinion. I think it's a very good design for a helmet. I think they nailed it out of the park with the accuracy of it, but I do feel like this one could be a bit of an oddball in the investing purposes, because it is not as iconic as many of the other helmets LEGO has made. I think it's one of the least recognizable ones, and so in my opinion, I think that could be slowly stopping the factor from going, it could be a factor from keeping the price of the set from going up, but also it is a targeted exclusive, which makes it a little bit rarer than most sets that LEGO's released. So in my opinion, there's a big chance that this one could end up going quite high in the future, as a lot of people remember that LEGO once made this and that they need it for their collection. And then the next set is going to be the $80 May 1st, 2023 Endor Speeder Chase diorama. This one retails for $80 with just 608 pieces and includes 3 minifigures, I believe 1 of which is exclusive, the Leia minifigure, and there's not much going for this set aside from the fact that it is a diorama, and those have performed decently over the time, but I don't think that this one will do all that well because there's not much going for it. Like, LEGO isn't gonna be making a lot of other Endor sets, so I don't think this one will be going that high in value, except for the fact maybe if a collector does want to see all of them sealed. I just don't see this one doing all that well in the future. I just don't think it's iconic enough. And then next up, we have the $100 May 1st Emperor's Throne Room set that retails for $100 and has 807 pieces. This one has a decent chance of going up in value in my opinion because it's a very, very good diorama. Possibly the best one LEGO has made, and it includes some great minifigures such as Darth Sidious and an exclusive Luke Skywalker along with Darth Vader. I really like the design of this one. It has a great aesthetic, and it also does have that printed quote on the bottom. So I think this one has a good potential of being the best returning diorama in the future because it's a great great set, and for $100 you get a really nice display piece. In my opinion, one of the best dioramas LEGO's made, and possibly one of the best LEGO Star Wars sets of 2023. And then next up we have the 75348 Mandalorian Fang Fighter versus TIE Interceptor. This one is based off of the Mandalorian Season 3 show, and overall I think this is a great 2-pack, a combo pack that LEGO really should have kept out for an extra year. The TIE Interceptor is a sleek model, one of the best TIEs LEGO has ever made, and the Fang Fighter isn't as great, but I do think it has a decent aesthetic to it, and it looks quite solid on display. Together for $100 you get great value for it, and if you can get it for like $50 on sale, on clearance somewhere, that would be even better. But even at $80, $70, that would be a very good deal. For a set like this, we don't see it probably remade for a very long time, and so if you want a TIE Interceptor, I would totally recommend getting this set. And the next set here is the $110 E-Wing versus Shin Hades Starfighter. This one was a big surprise to a lot of people when released in September of 2023, so a little over a year ago, and I just think this is a very good set in my opinion. I love the design of it. I think the minifigures also are very, very good. There's plenty of minifigures here, some Jedi, some Sith, and some pilots, so overall a great set. Maybe not the best for investment because Starships don't usually invest as well as play sets and 18+ sets, but in my opinion there's a lot going for this one, especially the fact that it was our first E-Wing in about 10 years, and also Shin Hades Starfighter does look really, really great, and it'll probably be a big factor for a lot of people to end up wanting to get this one in the future. Once it's all gone in like 2 to 3 years, you won't be able to find any on shelves anywhere, and so you will have to go to third-party resellers to be able to get this set. Overall, I'd recommend picking up one maybe for your investment collection, and one if you don't already have one in your own personal collection. And next up here is the 18+ Chewbacca set. This one released in September of 2023, and I believe retails for about $200, maybe $150, but I think it could be $200. This is a very, very bad looking set. In my opinion, this is one of the worst LEGO Star Wars sets released last year, and there's not much going for this one. The Chewbacca minifigure is not exclusive. There's not much going for it for resale value, but if you do want to see a pretty decent display piece to go alongside your original trilogy collection, this one doesn't look all that bad. But other than that, if you're a prequel collector or a Clone Wars fan, this isn't going to go very well on your shelf. I think this one has potential to be decently done in the future, but not much going else for it aside from the aesthetic of it. And this next one is going to be the Yavin 4 Rebel base from August 1st, 2023. I'm personally very sad to see this one go because it's a very, very good set. There's literally like 12 minifigures in the set and none of them are bad. I think overall LEGO really dropped the ball on this one and they made it a great set with even though it has a very high price tag of $170 with just 1,066 pieces. So not at all a good price per piece, but in my opinion this is a very, very good set. LEGO did a fantastic job on it, and I do hope to see maybe an 18+ diorama of the Yavin base sometime in the future, as this one is a little bit cramped inside and a little bit clunky. It doesn't even look that good in the front in my opinion, but I just think this is a good set and hopefully it will be a great investment in the future. Next up is the 2019 Millennium Falcon from The Rise of Skywalker. This is currently the longest lasting set on shelves from LEGO Star Wars, as this one's been out for about 5 years now. It's kind of sad to see this one go because that means we won't have a regular playset Millennium Falcon on shelves aside from the Dark Falcon. The Dark Falcon is a good set, but it's not the regular Millennium Falcon, and it's a little bit disappointing to see there not be one on shelves because we've had one on shelves literally every year all the way since like 2001, I believe. So overall, I think LEGO should have kept this one out for a little bit longer just to get as many sales as they could from it. The minifigures obviously are based off The Rise of Skywalker, and there is quite a bit of potential in investing here with Lando Calrissian, along with all the other characters that we will never see again likely in another sequel set, especially since LEGO hasn't been making much sequel sets as they used to, and so even though this set is 5 years old, it still holds up quite well, and I really am sad to see this one go. And next up is the 2021 buildable R2-D2. This one retails for $240, which is a huge price tag compared to the $100 R2-D2 from March of this year. And in my opinion, the R2-D2 from this year is a little bit better than this one. It has better shaping, it's a lot more affordable, and it includes better minifigures, including the 25th anniversary Darth Malak minifigure. So in my opinion, this $240 set does not have much going for it. It was made a little bit too hastily from LEGO. Although if fans had just waited a couple more years, they could have just gotten that $100 version, and in my opinion there won't be much going for it investing wise. Next up here is the 2022 Luke Skywalker's Landspeeder Ultimate Collector Series set. This one retails also for $240 with 1,890 pieces. This one doesn't have much going for it aside from the fact that it will probably be never be remade. I can't see LEGO remaking it anytime in the future. This is one of the worst selling Ultimate Collector Series sets LEGO's ever put out because the Luke's Landspeeder has been remade way too many times from LEGO, and we saw one literally every other year for like 10 years. So this one definitely didn't need a remake, and so LEGO really dropped the ball when they made it, especially with another playset version on shelves. I can't see this one doing all that well, especially with the fact that Luke Skywalker and C-3PO have both been put in cheaper sets, so in my opinion, I wouldn't pick this one up. And now heading into the final two sets of the entire year, there's going to be the Mos Eisley Cantina Master Builder Series set. This one released all the way back in 2020 for $400 and includes 3,187 parts. Along with 20 plus minifigures, this is one of the best LEGO Star Wars sets ever made in my opinion. This is a fantastic playset and it's sad to see this one go. I think that LEGO will probably not remake it for another 5 to 10 years, and so I recommend getting this one. It's been on shelves for a while. It could potentially go on sale on Black Friday, but I'm not too sure about that. I'd like to see it go on sale maybe for 30 to 40% off, so you could pick it up as many as you want, because that would make for a great investment in the future with all of the great minifigures in the set, along with it being such an iconic location from the original trilogy. And the very final and largest LEGO Star Wars set retiring at the end of 2024 is going to be the Ultimate Collector Series AT-AT from 2021. This one retails for $850 with over 6,700 pieces and is one of the best Ultimate Collector Series sets LEGO's ever put out. It's sad to see this one go. It feels like it just came out a year or two ago, and in my opinion, this one will likely never be remade. I mean, this one's been out for about 3 years now, and I love this set. It's one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars sets of all time, and I think the minifigure selection was alright, and there wasn't really much going for it aside from, the exclusive General Veers, but I really do like this set, and I think that LEGO Star Wars designers put a ton of effort into it. It's one of the biggest and most outstanding models LEGO's ever put out, and so it's sad to see this one go. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.